Call the meeting to order. Kanan, would you give the invocation?
Yes, sir. Dear Lord, we come before you and we just want to thank you, Lord, for this day. Thank you for the many blessings that you've given to us individually and to our nation, Lord. I ask that you would lead and guide and direct us as we go through this meeting and as we go through our days. I ask that you would just please keep us safe and just bring glory to you. And we ask all these things in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Shelley, would you do roll call?
Yes, sir. Mike Shambaugh,
Here.
Harley Buzzard. Harley Buzzard.
Here.
Joe Bird,
Honey.
Mike Dobbins.
Here.
Kanan Duncan,
Ani.
Barry Baker Shaw,
Honey.
E.O. Smith,
Here.
Janice Taylor. Here. Victoria Vasquez.
Honey.
And once again, for those in the 2019 election, Keith Austin,
Here, yes.
Julia Coates,
Here, yes.
Sean Herndon,
I want. Yes.
Joe Deere,
Here. Yes.
Rex Jordan,
Here, yes.
Darrell Legg,
Here and yes.
Wes Snowfire,
Here and yes.
Dora Petskowski.
Here and yes.
We have quorum.
I need the approval of the minutes.
Make a motion they be approved. Second.
All in favor? Okay, reports. Vocational programs, talking leads. Oh, I'm on the wrong one. I'm not even on my deal. Marsha Lamb.
Kanan did that.
Yeah, he did. It's Duncan's fault.
Good afternoon, council. Try to make this brief. I know you've had a full day. Sir?
I think we got them
Oh,
all
you
passed
got it?
out.
Okay.
Thank you.
I think I got the bad copy. Anyway, before you, you will see a Angel Tree project. As of last week, Indian Child Welfare is now under Human Services, so I'll be reporting for that. And I'll try to give you a more thorough report next time. But if you look at the schedule, they're going to start taking applications October 8th. So, and it's all online. All righty? I was wanting to give you a report on our summer clothing program, but we're still in coding. We're coding the last batch. And so I'll try to also give you a better report on that next time. If you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer.
Any questions from Marsha? Councilman Shaw, Baker Shaw?
On the Angel program, is this income-based, our Angels?
It is.
It is?
Yes.
So,
I'm very new, so yes.
oh, okay. And for every Angel that applies, do they have to submit their papers from DHS?
Yeah. Come up here. Just want to help me on this one. This is Misty Bunt.
Yes, it tells you the requirements in there. They have to show proof of income, the parents do.
Very good, good. This is a wonderful program, thank you.
And we do take in-person applications, but we also have an online application that goes live October 1st, and it's through the month of October, but then we travel to different towns starting in October.
Is there a stop number that you stop at?
No. There's a stop date, but not a stop number, no.
Very good, thank you.
Would you please introduce yourself for the rest of the council?
I'm Misty Blunt. I work at ICW. And my contact information is in here. The back page, it has my contact information, Lynn Jackson and Rachel Floor, and we are all available for any questions throughout the Angel Project.
Councilman Petskowski?
I'm reading here, it says initially only about 100 children were served. When was that? Last year or
For what program?
for the Angel
The
Tree?
Angel Project, that was when it very first began.
Yeah.
So that was
I
when
believe that's
you
just the
started it,
history
maybe,
of
right?
it. Yeah.
And about how many do you think were served last year?
It says in there,
Does it say?
around
I'm sorry.
1,700 last year.
1,300?
1,700, around 1,700 last year.
And I'm sure it's probably in here, but what is the guideline, the income guideline amount?
It is in.
It's in, yes, I'll have to find it. I don't know off the top of my head. We go the same as the clothing voucher that Human Services uses. So, like for a family of 4, it's $2,615
Per month.
per month.
Okay. And so you make an effort to get this program information to us as well as community groups and child welfare families.
And the schools. We pass it along to the schools in our jurisdiction.
Okay.
And I've been making copies of the flyers to take to schools if they can't make the copies themselves. So we get it to the schools, we get it to communities, libraries, anywhere that families will be able to see it.
Thank you. Thank you.
I do know that there's always emergency cases that come up, and so I know this group doesn't, when a child's involved, they don't say no, they find some way of helping them, and now it being incorporated into Human Services, we'll all be looking for ways to help them, make sure everyone has a gift for that child,
Thank you.
if we can.
Councilman Crittenden?
Misty, where can we get a copy of the application?
A paper copy of it?
Yeah.
I can email you one. I can email everyone one if you want.
Will they be able to apply at our branches, our Human Services branches?
Probably not at this time, since it just came on. But,
No, we have the online. They can apply anywhere, or there's dates in here that we travel to the different towns that they can come and meet us to apply in person, whichever one is easiest for them.
So the schools will have copies of the application?
Not the application, just the flyer that tells them where they can go apply. Not the actual, we don't pass out the actual application. We would like for them to come to us because we need the proof. We need to, the proof of income, citizenship, and things like that.
Right.
we would have to train every school and
Right.
everything.
Right.
Like we did that, Sean.
Right. Of course, a lot of these families don't have access to printers and things.
Right.
That's what I was asking.
Sure.
Yeah, so that would be what you preferred, these dates, like coming to Westville or Stillwell, this day, that would be what you wanted out to the folks, right?
Yes. If they're not able to do it online, yes, we would prefer them. And they can always come to our ICW office in Tahlequah to fill out the application. But we'll only be in these places on these dates.
If anyone, there's a gray area, Sean, to send it to me or send it to Lou Stretch or or you have the three there, just let us know. There's a problem.
Okay, yeah, you've been good.
Does that make sense? It would be, we would prefer them, if they can't do it online, we would prefer them to come to one of these
There'll be a whole lot of
places.
cases of that.
Sure.
And, okay, thank you.
Councilman O'Farr?
So am I hearing this correct? You're now reporting on ICW now, right? Is there a reason why we're doing that? I'm just kind of confused why we're not having a loose stretch here to do that from now on.
Not that I know of, you'd have to ask.
Because if I got questions that deals with ICW, it doesn't sound like you're going to be probably quite informed, at least right now, maybe in the future, but I'm just kind of a little, I'd like to have someone here that I could ask
Well,
questions with ICW issues.
Indian child welfare, until about 8 years ago, was under Human Services.
Right. And of course, it's gotten really large and kind of become its own department. That's why it has its own director and someone asks those questions too. It's just kind of
I think one of the good things that will come out of this is that they will have this access to the same services that all Human Services has, and we can coordinate all of this. I know that's going to be one of mine and Lou Stretch's goals to do that. So.
right. Because I had a question today, I don't know if one of you guys might be able to answer, if whether or not ICW would be opposed to implementing tribal customs into their children codes.
Would be what now?
That you guys would be opposed to implementing tribal customs into our children codes.
Not right offhand, but can
Alright.
you formally send that to me so I can kind of research it?
Absolutely,
Thank
absolutely.
you.
Great.
Councilman Dobbins?
So just,
Well, I think,
No, were you not done?
no, well, I think our Secretary of State came over here, and Ms. Jordan here, I think, wanted to kind of express maybe the
Yes, ma'am.
concern that we had of why we had them.
We are working real close with Marcia and Lou Stretch to just add another situation where maybe we can possibly offer our children that are in our custody something more than we've been able to do before. That's why we were combining the departments back together. Both departments actually roll up under my area, and I've asked both ladies if they could work together and do that. And I think you're going to find it's going to be productive for the children that we have in our custody. And if you'll give us a little leeway here, I think we can get their questions answered, though.
Yes.
Lou can come anytime, except today was, I think.
Well, I
she's
didn't,
gotta-
I wasn't sure her husband wasn't
Yeah,
still in the
there's some
hospital,
health
so.
issues today. Whatever questions you might have can go to Marcia, then we can get Lou involved at any time. And this is the way the departments used to work, hand in hand. And we're thinking if we go back to that, it's really gonna be good for the children.
Great.
All right,
Thank you. Councilman Dobbins?
You just mentioned all this, you prefer it to be online application.
Uh-huh.
Is it a given that our citizens all have internet access?
No, we just implemented the online application this is our third year, and it was just to try to make it easier for some. But we have lots that still
What
come
don't?
in.
So they have to apply in person if they do not have
Yes.
internet access?
Yes. And we do have some that call, and we will take their application over the phone if there's absolutely no way for them to, if they don't have a vehicle and absolutely no way to get in. We do try to accommodate them as much as possible.
Councilwoman Coates?
Yes, thank you. Hi, I know that in the past, a number of our at-large community organizations had collected donation and had sent monetary donations, and I didn't see any mention of that in here, so I wondered if that was still something that was happening. Are you the person that they have dealt with in recent years? And then also, what is the deadline for those donations to be received?
For donations, we do have lots of monetary donations and toy donations. Rachel Four is the person that, she's our money lady, so
Okay.
she would be the one that they could contact. Also on the Cherokee Nation website, they can choose Angel Project if they want to donate money. But we do get lots of donations from across the United States. It's amazing. It's
No, I
really
know
neat.
our at-large organizations have often done donation drives and then have sent one rather large check sometimes,
Yes.
and things like
Yes.
that, so would,
And there's really, I don't believe there is a deadline. Rachel would know better.
okay. Because I had thought there was at times in the past, because I know what you have to do is take that check and then go shopping.
Yes.
And that's,
Yes.
so we need to
Get
give you
that.
some time to do
Julia,
that.
we can get that information to you so you can pass it along.
Okay, I
Definitely.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Any other questions? Councilwoman?
Why the cutoff at age 16? Why not 18?
That was there before I started. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Do you know why the
Uh,
I mean,
I
they're
think
still under
it-
Indian child welfare until the age of 18. Is that not correct?
I can't answer that right now, but I'll find out the answer for you.
I'd sure hate to be a 17-year-old watching everybody open their presents and I didn't get one.
Yeah.
And we do get that. I mean, because, we do have families that come in and say, well, they're still in high school,
They are.
so That's just the way it's always been, so doesn't mean it's right or wrong, you know, so.
Is there any way we can check into that to see if it can be changed?
Definitely, definitely.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Yeah,
You?
one more time. So an elder taking care of kids is way out, and she misses this deal. She can go to the local office and they will help her? Or she don't have to go all the way to Alcoa, does she?
No, I mean, we would like, but if they live way out, no, they can call and we can take it over the phone if we have to.
Okay.
And then we do have our offices, you know, in the different areas that the workers there are able to. We do have some workers there that are able to print off the application, take the application, and then bring that to us. So we'll work it out, definitely.
All right, same thing. Thank you.
Aren't they still located down in Cherokee first? Still go down there? Yeah, okay.
I got a quick question. I don't know if it's the right department. I got a call that somebody did a well-being check on a family with some children that are 10 to 12, and somebody went from the office out there, and they had noticed that somebody was coming. So the house was prepared, looking like a normal, right? What is do you guys do a follow-up plan? Like in Tulsa, I know they do unexpected checks. Do you guys do that, or is it based on a request? Do they have to call you back?
The well-being may have been just, I know Human Services, the community advocates, they go out and do what they call an assessment. That could be a well-being. I would think that if you're going to do well-being on a child, if there's a danger, you want to go out without them being prepared.
Right.
Because sometimes you want the clear picture of what's going on.
Right.
But that's just a guess on my part.
That's just been the question that's came up with some people in the community that they've gone out, they've had notice. Of course, the house is all cleaned up, laundry thrown in the closet or whatever. But
They show up.
yeah, they showed up, they were there, and they're like, you know, okay, everything looks great, we're out of here. But there is no provision, I guess, or whatever, for a follow-up plan. And I think that needs to be put in place unexpectedly.
Sure.
So,
Someone should have got a report, whatever that is,
well, I
on
know,
the finding.
that's what I'm saying, someone should have, but I think that's where the gap is right now.
Okay.
I mean, because you can't have a 7-year-old, 6-year-old speaking what's actually going on when they're checking on these well-being checks, so,
Okay. That's a good point.
all right, thank you.
Councilman Crittenden?
Yeah, just follow up, now, if they do their application online, if they've got it,
Yes.
now, how do they get the documents that you need to you online?
We have tried to make it as easy as possible, and they can text them. Most of them have phones that they can text, and so there's a number on the back of the application.
Take a picture
They
of
can
it.
take a picture and just text it to that number, or if they are, can go somewhere and fax it to us, just whatever's easiest for them.
And then just another note, has the full-time advocate, the other one, started down? Not yet.
It won't be until the budget's approved officially by the council, which goes forward.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it'll kick off in
Thank you all. And I will say that I've talked to Misty before on these cases, that these last-minute things, and been real good to help, so,
Thank you. Thank you.
thank you.
Something that, really quick, that we could use you all's help with is the deadline. We try to get the deadline the end of October. We know we will continue taking applications through the second week of November, but by that time, we are shopping. And so, having to go out and shop, the second week of December is kind of tough on us.
So when is the
You know.
deadline?
We would like for it to be the end of
Right.
October.
Well, that's, but when, you said something about the something.
Second week of November, we figure we'll still be taking applications.
October 31st would be good. And second week of November.
Yes,
Send all y'all on Black Friday and get more bang for the buck,
yes, yes.
Get the door.
Well, in the future, you just may have to sit down and just set it the way you want it.
Sure.
Just bring it to us, and we'll do what we need to help you out.
Okay.
Is there any more questions? Marcia, Misty, thank you. Good report.
Thank you.
Community Service Roads and Transportation, Michael Lynn.
Good afternoon. I know we're running a little bit late or behind. I will try to make this brief, but there's just a few things I wanted to go over. We have recently relocated offices. Jackie Reese and myself have moved offices from the complex back over to the transportation building. So we, effective last Friday, we got officially moved, and now we're unpacking and trying to get reorganized. So, but we are back over there now. Also want to mention that during the holiday parade, Community Services put together a float. We had about 14 or 15 staff that took part in building that float. We took second place. We're very proud of that. So we got first place last year, but we settled for second place this year. Also, we had Community Services staff that took part in the Fiddlers Contest as well as the Horseshoe Tournament. So had a lot of staff members that took part in those events. As far as water, sanitation, environmental health goes, they received an emergency funding through IHS for the Webbers Falls emergency water line replacement. About a $200,000 contribution there. We're working right now to schedule a check presentation and getting that coordinated. Also, the Southern Delaware County Regional Water Treatment Plan is substantially complete. They should begin to start up soon. And then again on that, we're also working on coordinating a dedication ceremony and ribbon cutting on that as well. They've also been working with the Head Start Center in Kenwood on a lead issue that they've got in their water system inside the building. They've done multiple tests, and they both come back high in elevated lead concentration. And the Head Start is working to replace all the copper lines as well as the water fixtures inside the building. And then Billy's group will retest, and hopefully the lead levels will come back down. On the transportation side, Federal Highways was on site on September 28th. Tim Hess, who's the Associate Administrator for Federal Lands out of Washington, D.C., was on site for a site visit along with a few others of his staff. They took a look at our program. They took a look at a couple of projects, or actually one project, the Ross Street project here in Tahlequah. Overall, it was a very good meeting, and everything went well. The Oshaleta intersection, the Oshaleta and US 75 intersection safety improvement was completed recently, and we held a ribbon cutting on that on September 5th. To try to, the idea there was to make that intersection a lot safer than it was, and had a lot of accidents and I believe some fatalities there at that intersection. So what we did there what we did in cooperation with ODOT should alleviate some of those safety issues. The Northeast Fort Gibson project, located just west of here between Muskogee and Cherokee County, is underway. The Rocky Top bridges they're working on, which is part of the project, as well as the clearing and the fencing through there. The Ross Street project leading down to the new clinic here in Tahlequah the main line is 100% complete. They did open to traffic on Wednesday the 11th last week, and they anticipate being 100% complete the latter part of this week. So they're working real hard to get that all the way done. Last thing I want to mention is on the Salagee apartments that we have in Salisaw. They recently had a HUD Real Estate Assessment Center evaluation inspection on August 30th. The inspector was very complimentary of the condition of the apartments and the improvements that they've been made, and they received a score of a 97A. The 97 is on a 0 to 100 scale, and the A is given for if there's no health and safety deficiencies that was identified. So something that we're all very proud of. That's about five-member staff over there that operate that 100-unit complex. They do an outstanding job. For those of you that are from Sequoyah County, you know that it's a very nice facility. If you haven't seen it, I'd encourage you to take a look at it. It's something that they're very proud of, and we're proud that they received the score that they did. Mr. Chair, that is my report, and I'll be glad to answer any questions.
Is there anybody any questions for Michael? No. Councilman Bozier?
Michael, how long has this lead problem how long has it been there in that Head Start Center? That concerns me.
It is concerning.
Actually, we were just made aware of it in, I believe, June or July.
And do we have any idea where the lead's coming from?
We
Yeah.
suspect it's from the solder, lead solder.
Is that right? So it's copper in there? Wow. That leads me to think, I remember years ago, that's all we ever used in these rehab homes was copper and lead. Scary. Thank you, sir.
Anybody else?
Very good. Thank you.
Next was going to be housing, which would be Gary Cooper. Gary doesn't miss very often, but Gary is at the National Conference for HUD and Office of Native Programs. He won't be here. So he will be here for next month. So we will move on down to Commerce and Housing, which is Anna Knight, but Anna couldn't be here. So we have Stephen Hires.
Hey, Stephen.
How are you all?
Doing well.
It's good to see you all. The last time I saw most of you, you were on the golf cart. We were headed to Bow Parking. So, Anna and Shay could not be here. They're doing a presentation. And so you sent me, you have their report, and so I can take back any questions you may have. I will say that I heard in one of your earlier meetings talking about the holiday and the traffic that came through the holiday, and I know that Bailey has sent out to all the coordinators to ask for participants that came through, and they will be compiling a report, and so you'll see that probably in Anna's executive finance report that she puts through, or sometime sooner, as soon as that is all compiled. So if y'all have any questions. Any questions? We can answer.
I have a comment. Council members, for those of you who do not know, Stephen Hires is on our committee, and he does all of the parking. He oversees all of the parking during our power. So he takes all those nice compliments that come through that's looking for parking.
Yes.
Probably close to 15,000 this year, correct?
Yeah, it was especially Saturday. Saturday was absolutely amazing. The amount of people that were there, cars. We learned some signage issues that we had that we can correct next year to get people to go to the second entrance and get them in a little bit faster. But we have a great team that does parking and has been there with us for 4 or 5 years now. And we've learned a lot over the years, and we now get them in, and we have fewer of those wonderful comments from the people.
Appreciate
every
what
year,
you
so
do,
we're getting
Steve.
better. Thank you very much. I
Thank you,
appreciate
Mr.
that.
Chair.
Anybody else? Thank you, Steve.
Thank you all.
Okay, that brings us to community and cultural outreach. Kevin Stretch.
Yep, hello.
You have my report. If you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer questions.
Questions for Kevin? All right, good job, Kevin.
Sorry to take so long.
Okay, old business, none pending, new business, none pending. Announcements, I do have one announcement. The committee packets for the Thursday, September 26th meetings are on your desks. So they won't be sent to you. You should have them. Do I have a?
I have one more. We do have photos. What time?
Right now, I believe.
Right now?
Yeah, as soon as this meeting's over.
Okay, all right.
Were they taking?
Where we're gonna have them?
Where?
Chamber, council chamber.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Gail. Here comes Gail. There you go.
Don't run
If I might, each one of you should have received a calendar invite from Amanda Clinton for an event on Wednesday at
CNI?
Yep, at 9:30. If you didn't, please come see me and I'll fill you in on the details, but you should have all received that invitation. Just want to make sure that if you can be there, please be there.
Yeah.
Love to have you there. Thank
All
you.
right, thank you, sir. Gail?
Our group photo, as soon as this meeting's over, she's ready for the group photo.
At the council meeting. Yes.
Council chambers?
Council chambers, yes. So now once you get done there, then we have pizza for your supper here.
Sounds good.
All
Adios.
Take a motion.